Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. Yeah, yeah. Your partner in the first case has a bad is usually pretty unlucky. In the first game, this almost entirely happens word for word. They help you out in the first trial and they get murdered by for the second trial. Second game. No, sorry. The fourth game, you're like lawyer in training. You're a new character. And your partner, your mentor, is actually the one that ends up being the killer. So that's a fun twist.
Like I remember the first one where it was the one woman who helped you solve the murder.
Yeah,
and then she dies.
Yeah, that was the first game. Yeah, they're doing that basically the exact same way. Because in that one, Phoenix was also accused of the murder. Although not directly, not until day 2. Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life, and how and why they did it. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Hey-ya! Oh, she fucking flipped us. And took our glasses off, I guess. That was a Susato takedown. A what? What martial art form is that? I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry? Prove it? Do you have any fucking evidence? I was kidding. How am I supposed to... Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in the court of... Wait, what month was it for the last trial? I thought it was like September. I don't remember either. It's January now. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence.
The seal. How would he have stuck the seal over the door?
My personal student number is in your... Oh, duh, yeah. If you lose your pin, they won't accept you as a UMA student at the university. You may not come in. No! I actually watched a video that was like... It tried to explain all the puns of the names in Ace Attorney, and some I genuinely did not know. It wasn't a very good video. Like, it was not very conclusive. And it got a couple of them wrong. But a couple I was like, duh. There's a character in the 6th game who I did not catch because they only say his full name like twice. And it's literally like 2 normal names, and then in like a fake foreign language script, so you like could, if you, unless you say it out loud, you could entirely miss it, which is what I did. His full name is like 2 normal names, then could this name be any more long and more extravagant than it already is? Karine the Third. That's his full name. And I was like, no fucking way when I heard that one. Of course, you get a new pen made if you can just tell that, if you could just tell them your number. I've actually lost mine twice already, but I still don't know my number, my number by heart. It's like 3 numbers. It's literally 6 numbers, and 4 of them are the exact same. Your number is 000901.
Oh.
How do you not have that shit memorized? You can see the remnants of the glue we used to stick this over the wardrobe doors. Although it wasn't proper glue, of course. We didn't have any of that with us. So I pulverized some rice into a paste to use instead. But a stowaway like me, every single grain of rice represents precious rations. That's why I spread it as thinly as possible, as I possibly could. I couldn't bear to waste any. This is the paper seal I wrote for the wardrobe. I remember really working hard to make it, but I'll never forget how Kazuma reacted. You expect the Russian crew to be able to read that? He said. Still, I was sure people would get the idea, even if they couldn't read it, so we used it anyway. And it worked. I don't know if the crew thought it was creepy or what, but no one opened the doors. Yeah, you're right, it's probably the seal. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yeah, I guess it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Ah! Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you'd peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. If I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Yeah, I guess that's fair. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Okay, you're free to go then. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Oh, now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here, at least. Thank you. So you finally believe me? Not so fast, murderer! I'm sorry, no. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. Oh, well, I mean, if fucking magic exists, then of course I fucking did it. What does she think I am, a magician? For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you to use your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Yes, because I'm a fucking wizard. Also, she knows that conjuration means that you make things, right? You can't destroy shit with conjuration magic. Kazuma, I swear. I will avenge your death. Ba-dam, ba-dam! I'm leaving. I'm in handcuffs and under house arrest by the crew, not to mention Susato's constant glares. I think it's fair to say that I'm stuck in this cabin, for the time being at least. I should focus on investigating here to see what I can find out. Hiya! Susato-san, about this. I'm sorry, Naruto-san. But we don't have time to waste on anything else. We must find clues. She looks serious. Really quite deadly serious. Alright. Oh, hey, there's a whole other dude in here! Where'd you come from? I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. Sage. The Japanese word for justice. The brushstrokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Yes, his calligraphy was always a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really go look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stowed away on this ship? I'm innocent, I say. Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? I can't win. Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Ah, yes, of course. Don't suppose you're foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruto-san?
What the hell is that purple thing on the floor?
It's, grape jelly.
Oh, you're still in the tutorial.
Yeah. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Literally, why couldn't they just make this one room? Like, we don't need to see anything, like, past this point in the wall. And, like, it moves over about that much, and I doubt there's anything really important past that point. Like, they could have made this room a little bit smaller, just to fit it all in one place. But no, I guess we have to get a tutorial out moving from one end of the room to the other. I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Really, that sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try? Yes. In the interest of cultural research, obviously. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all. Aww. She looks so sad. I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yeah, the walls in here are pretty thin, so you probably shouldn't do anything untoward. Oh god. I get the feeling that our next door neighbor knew that I was in here. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. What, salty sea air inside here? Perhaps it's just so that rain and spray doesn't find their way in when the seas are rough. Or something like that? I suppose. Maybe that's it. It's some 2 weeks since we all set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruto-san? I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh, no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting, making this voyage in your own secret hideout. The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yeah, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception. But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. No, sadly not. Bed. This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination. It looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means, what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Hey-ya! That's out of the question! What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what if it's something important, something relevant to the case? No. Alright, I won't read it. Jesus. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either, but in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? The books have fallen over on the shelf, look. They've all toppled the same way. And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well. Yeah, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked and everything mown down at once. I wonder if perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? I seriously doubt that. Then perhaps it was you, Naruto-san, in a fit of rage. I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. That's tampering with evidence. I don't know if you should have done that because I don't see any clues. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Buria. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. You heard him, Renosuke. Get the fuck out. You were Cosmo's pet. Now you have to... Now we're throwing you overboard. Wait, where's the remote? Gimme. Oh wow, that's really loud. What? Why are you staring at me? Sorry, I was just thinking of kinky shit. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? Alright. I can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Alright. Sword? That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yeah, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on his trip. I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone. But I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing is, it appears to have broken clean in two. The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little... What? Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit. I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him. Would he? He's got too much toxic masculinity for his own good. The mark beside it, what is it, I wonder? It has a sort of brick-like hue. Yeah, you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it?
It was that dang woman from the first trial.
Probably. Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. That's a very large traveling case, isn't it? Yeah, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. Ah yes, I see it says "this way up" in Japanese. Which in hindsight I really should have realized the foreign crewmen wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here. Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Well, it was less painful than a Susato takedown. Alright, I guess we'll investigate the chalk marks now. Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. And I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments. Was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese in our... What? No, it's English, clearly. What? Then, what language is it? Christian, can you read Russian?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that says?
Mm-hmm.
What does it say?
The closet.
Uh-oh. It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Wait, what the fuck? Where did you come from? What the fuck? He just appeared! He wasn't there a minute ago. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. How did he... What the fuck? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall. Naruto-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? Well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very... I didn't even talk to the crew member that's in here. He is investigating Cosmo's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we must simply talk with him. Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited? Sorry. By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press A on people while they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them. Right then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Oh, please do. Susato seems very interested in this man, but we're not gonna talk to him just for a moment, because there's another tall gentleman I'd like to get my crosshairs on. Excuse me.
What?
Wow, you teleported over. You like Misty stepped over here. I was wondering how it's going. The investigation, I mean.
Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it is not true, I see.
Sorry?
The criminal asking investigator for information about this crime, very funny.
Oh, it wasn't supposed to be a joke. He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty. You might have useful information, though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
Niet. Of course not. Now back to corner of room and make silent. I say no more to you.
Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there, he seemed a little flustered. Is everybody in this game fucking gay? Everybody in this game likes men, at least.
I think he's the one that did it.
I have a feeling you're wrong. I can't
because
explain.
I don't think
I can't explain my reasoning, but yeah, this game definitely feels like, and with everything I've known about the series up to this point, it feels like this guy should be the killer.
I'm almost wondering if I don't think your friend wrote that.
Yeah, he definitely did not.